Next item on the actual segment is going to be, let's see, what do we have here? Ooh, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Oh yeah. So Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. This was kind of where I was wrestling with the last couple of days. So we all know the story with Aaron Rodgers and what happened. You know, after 4 plays, he ruptured his Achilles, and I guess the Jets went on to win the game, and you know, I guess in overtime with the punt return. Well, the next day on Tuesday, sportscasters that was talk of the town in a sense. You know, everybody was discussing, you know, what's going to happen with the Jets, what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to come back? Is he going to, you know, whatever, you know, what's the next plan for the Jets? But what I saw that kind of irked me a little bit, because I was trying to understand the argument that it just the points that we're trying to make here is just like some people make arguments that just don't make sense. So why are you even saying these arguments, and why this is why we're here in a sense. So I was watching I think it was Get Up, and a lady by the name of what's her name? Let me see if I can get this right. Kimberly Martin. She was I guess her point, what she was trying to discuss is that when the Jets, I guess when they first picked up Zach Wilson after they got after Aaron Rodgers or whichever came first, the reason that I guess the Jets organization doesn't want to shouldn't move on or won't move on from Zach Wilson is because they're trying to save face with the fans or with, you know, the league or whatever it may be. But that doesn't make sense. Like why would the organization, knowing that they need to win, trying to save face with, I guess, the world in a sense, and just keep Zach Wilson? Like, it just didn't make sense when we all know that, the Jets changed the whole offense based on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is gone. So regardless if they keep Zach Wilson or not, they're going to have to change this offense again. So that's the point that it just didn't make sense. And that's why, you know, that's why the league is here to kind of discuss, like, why are you on television making these, I guess, these bold points, you know, and being very confident in these, I guess, in these things that you're saying, when they're complete. I won't say they're completely off base, but they're going on the track of being completely off base. Like, you're almost going off the rails, where it's just like the offense is going to need to change again at some point in time, you know?
Yeah.
So it bothered me, because I'm just like, why am I listening to this? Like, that doesn't make sense.
The thing about it is, I have to agree with you on that as well. What's the point of the game? Why do we people play the game?
To win.
We play to win the game.
We play to win.
We play to win the game. So for someone to sit here and say that your starting quarterback, the quarterback that had all this hoopla and press, you know, coming into it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was here for it.
They did a whole show, the Hard Knocks, about this.
I was excited to see exactly what he could potentially do with the Jets and that defense, but you know, it didn't work out that way. You know, there were other plans in the cards, and unfortunately, you know, he had a season-ending injury, and it's unfortunate for him. I would love to see him come back. I would hate to see him, end his career on that particular note, and that's just my personal opinion about it. And I would hate to see any player in their career, so I would say the same thing about any player. Let me just be clear on that. But to go back to your statement about, you know, sports media trying to rationalize not trying to win, it makes absolutely no sense.
It makes no sense.
You know, I watched a number of different programs as well, and the programs were talking about how, you know, the team can, you know, adjust or react to this particular circumstance. And, you know, there were a few people that, you know, said, you know, just go with, you know, Wilson. But more people were saying, you know what, don't try to get someone at home that's sitting on the couch. Try to get someone who may be a very good, you know, number 2 at a professional team that could have possibly been on number 1. But they were beat out. You know, these people have been in training camp all preseason, you know, playing, getting reps. They're in shape. You don't want to pull somebody off the couch, you know, try to get someone in that way. But regardless, people are saying do something to win.
Right.
Make a decision that's actually going to go for the win. So the concept or the idea that someone would say, you know, don't do anything, even though you lost the quarterback that the whole offense was kind of designed around, is beyond me. Does she have a sports background that you're aware of?
You know, I have no idea. This is the first time I actually seen her on Get Up, but I was watching. I was just like, I was listening, because she made some other good points, but I mean, that one point I was just like, what the, okay, now you done lost me on this one. And then and that was on that was this morning, but yesterday I was watching Get Up again, and RG3, he was making the argument that players like himself, quarterbacks like himself, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Colin Kaepernick, the Jets shouldn't call them. What? Why shouldn't they call you? We don't want if you call one of us, then it will mess up the it will cause a distraction to the team and to the backup quarterback that you're trying to, I guess, teach in a sense. What do you mean? We're trying to win games.
Let me tell you something.
These are the arguments that some of these sportscasters are trying to spew, and it just doesn't make sense.
So calling RG3 would be a distraction, but your starting quarterback having his whole Achilles shred is not a distraction. I mean, this team is already dealing with distractions. Every team is going to deal with a multitude of distractions before the actual season is over. I mean, it's football. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. In addition to the actual media, sports media going in there and like making weird questions just to kind of amplify already horrible situation. Distractions are just part of the game. So
exactly. And one of his arguments to that was, like I was saying earlier, one of his arguments was, if you bring in one of them, right, it's going to cause a distraction, but it's going to they're going to have to learn a new offense, or they're going to have to change the offense. You're going to have to change the offense regardless. Yeah. The offense was tailored towards Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, that whole the whole logic is just kind of like an L for me. So
sportscasters, get your logic together when you start making arguments, please.
Yeah, I mean, say they're gonna have to deal with a distraction in the they have to deal with a distraction across the field from every game.
And he has a football background, which made me, it was just like, what are you talking about?
A very brief football background.
I mean, it was
great in college.
It was cool.
It was great in college.
Solid
it was solid in college.
Solid. But still.
But brief, brief.
To finish this off, that was both the Kimberly Martin, RG3, terrible arguments. Terrible.
All right, let's move to the next topic.